everyone. Myself Rajendra R. Chaudhary, working as Associate Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at GCOE Nagpur. Now, with respect to the 1 month duration International FDP on Environmental and Sustainability, I hereby submitting my third assignment, the video on the topic Bharat Stage Emission Standard, Carbon Footprint Calculation, and Electric Vehicle a more sustainable solution. Dear friends, in the first video, that is in week 1 video, I have covered the topic air pollution, where I discuss the major air pollutants, then sources of air pollutants, then major causes of the air pollution, and how to control this air pollution. Now, in continuation with respect to the video 1, or with in continuation to the earlier topic, that is air pollution, in video 2 I have chosen the topic that is ISO 14000 Environmental Management Standards. Here I have discussed the overall overview of the ISO standards, then its EMS model and its benefits. And suppose if the industries adopt this ISO 14000 model, then how it will be benefited to the environment and how it minimizes its impacts in terms of air pollutions on the earth. I have discussed these things in the video 2. Now, in continuation to the video 1 and video 2 and their topics, again here in this assignment number 3, or I can say video number 3, I have chosen the same or the advancement of these earlier topics, that is Bharat Stage Emission Standard, then carbon footprint calculations, and on electrical vehicles. So definitely the outcome of this video will be the students will understand definitely this new standard, that is Bharat Stage Emission Standards adopted by the India at different stages. Then students will able to calculate carbon footprint and also understand electric vehicle is a more sustainable solution for India. Now, Bharat Stage Emission Standard. Bharat Stage Emission Standard are emission standards instituted by the Government of India to regulate the output of air pollutants from internal combustion engines and spark ignition engines equipment, including motor vehicles. The standard and the timeline for implementation are set by the Central Pollution Control Board under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The standards based on European regulations were first introduced in 2000. Progressively stringent norms have been rolled out since then. All new vehicles manufactured after the implementation of these norms have to be compliant with the regulation. Now, for this standards is journey starts from the in the year 2000, and it was called as Euro 1, and it was implemented nationwide. As the time passes, the more number of vehicles increase on the road of India, and definitely the more pollutants emits in the air, which causes the health of the human. So more stringent norms have been implemented, and at each stage those norms have been called by the different names, like Bharat Stage 2, then Bharat Stage 3, which was implemented in 2005. Earlier, it was implemented for the most polluted part, that is National Capital Region, means Delhi and its surrounding area. Then 13 more polluted cities, Pune, Bombay, and other cities. Then it was implemented in 2010 nationwide. So all these things are mentioned in this table. Now, from the April 2020, India has adopted the Bharat Stage 6 standards, which is implemented in the entire country. Now, this norms means what? So, as you are in the earlier videos also, we have discussed these things, which are the uh, major danger pollutants which harms the life of human and which harms the environment, that is carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, then your NOx, then particulate matter. So all these are the pollutants. So in each standards, their percentage has been laid down. So whenever the new norms, or whenever I can say the stringent norms has been implemented, so its percentage in the air has to be minimized. So which is mentioned here in the number of particles per kilometer. Like in BS3, the CO is 2.3, but in the new version, in BS6, it is only 1. So this percentage or this quantity which is permitted in the different norms are mentioned for the petrol engine, as well as in the below table it is mentioned for the diesel engine. Now, what is the use of Bharat standards? Main use of the Bharat standard is to reduce the air pollution of automobile vehicles. This will help for prevent from pollution like environment, forest, humans, climate change, and for also animals. By using BS upgraded vehicle, we can control the vehicle pollution. Where we use electric vehicle and green vehicle, we can achieve the zero pollution. Now next, what is carbon footprint? The total amount of greenhouse gases produced to directly and indirectly supports human activities, usually expressed in equivalent tons of carbon dioxide. This is called as carbon footprint. Your carbon footprint is the sum of all emissions of CO2, carbon dioxide, which were induced by your activities in a given time frame. Usually a carbon footprint is calculated for the time period of a year. Now here I have taken one simple example to show the carbon footprint calculations. So as it is for 1 liter of petrol, carbon emitted is 2.3 kg. Similarly for diesel it is 2.7, and for producing 1 kilowatt electricity it is almost 1.1, or we can assume it is 1 kg. For one LPG cylinder it is near about 42.50 kg. So here I have calculated the carbon emitted for one family. So in general, in the Indian family, 5 people resided, 5 to 6, which uses usually 2 cars. I have shown this. There is a electric meter connection and one gas connection for the cooking purpose. So the calculation of carbon footprint for 1 month I have calculated here for the 1 month per family. So I have taken here the average of the car is near about 15. So 500 by 15, near about 33.33 liter is the use of your petrol. So near about 76 kilogram of carbon is produced. In the same fashion, for the diesel vehicle also I have taken, or I have assumed the average as a 15 kilometer. So the consumption is near about 66. So all these are my assumptions. With respect to the city or with respect to the road condition, it might be change. Then, so for this purpose, mm, the carbon footprint generated is 179, or almost it is 180 kg, I can say. Then the monthly consumption of any family is near about 120 kilowatt. Means I have taken this 120. So obviously for 1 kilowatt it is 1.1. So 120 into 1.1, so near about 135 kilogram of carbon is generated. Then I have shown here that one family is use one cylinder. So almost it is 42.50 kg of carbon is emitted. So for the one standard family in India, uh, they produce 434 or almost 450 kg of carbon, or here I have make it in the ton unit as it is divided by 1000. So 0.43 ton of carbon is produced. So this is just one simple case study I have shown here. Now the main effects. Climate change, obviously. Climate change is the ultimate effect of the large carbon footprint greenhouse gases, where natural or human produce contribute to a warming of the planet. From 90s to 2005, carbon dioxide emission increased by 31%. By 2008, the emission had contributed to the 35% increase in radiative warmings, or a shift in Earth's energy balance towards warming. Then depletion of resources. Large carbon footprint depletes resources on large and small scales. From a country deformation activities to one home's increased use of air conditioning. The more those with large carbon footprint use resources, the more greenhouse gases increase and spur further climate change. So the major effect of this carbon footprint is the temperature of the earth is going to be increased. Now how we can reduce this carbon footprint? So just by changing our lifestyle, we can reduce this carbon footprint. We can reuse some materials, we can reduce the consumptions like energy consumptions, reduce the vehicle travel or use cycle, like that way. At the same time, we should give plastics and polythenes to proper industries or sell it properly so that they can recycle it. So just by changing our lifestyle, we can definitely reduce the carbon footprint emissions. Just like here I have shown, when there is no need of electricity, you can off the appliances. Now you can inculcate these things in the mind of your students also. When they are out of the class, they should off the electric appliances like lights, fans, etc. Then walk, cycle, carpool, use public transport when possible. So just by adopting these ways, again you can minimize the carbon footprint. Now with respect to the sustainability, here I have shown how electric vehicle is a sustainable solution to air pollution. So again I have taken these things in continuation with our earlier topics. So with the theme of air pollution, everything I have taken. Now, why electric vehicle? Now, as you know, transport sector use 20% of global energy, and this transports or automobile contributes near about 25 to 30% of emission globally. So, in the air pollution, the percentage of the vehicle or automobile is near about 25 to 30%. So, you can understand how much is the major contributor this one, your transportation sector. A shift to electrical vehicle helps India to save rupees 20 lakh crore and nearly 1 gigaton of carbon emission by 2030. So near about 20 lakh foreign exchange we can save, like petrodollar, and near about 1 gigaton of carbon dioxide emission is again saved. Need to counter air pollution coupled with rising fuel prices in India provides for booming business cases for establishing a robust EV market. Environment friendly EVs are less polluting as they have zero exhaust emission. If you opt to use renewable energy to charge your EV, you can reduce greenhouse gas emission even more. So, to the charging is required for the electrical vehicles, and if we use the electricity which is obtained by the thermal power plants, so there is somewhat emissions, but if you use renewable energy, then your greenhouse gas emission is again reduced, or we can say it is almost nil. Now, carbon emission comparison. Again, here I have taken one case study, and I have shown how this EV is a more sustainable solution in this new era. So, near about for petrol, as earlier also we discussed, for 1 liter of petrol it is produced 2.3 kg, and here I have taken the average of the vehicle as 10 kilometers, so I have divided it by 10. So that's why I have mentioned here 0.23 kg per kilometer I have calculated. Similarly, for diesel, again I have taken average as 10 kilometer. So for 1 liter if it is 2.7, so for 1 kilometer it is 2.27. Similarly, for electric vehicle also, to run the electric vehicle for 10 kilometer, it required near about your 1 kilowatt hour. So for 1 kilowatt hour, near about 1 kg of CO2 is produced. And electric vehicle is also run 10 kilometer in 1 kilowatt hour. So that's why I have mentioned here the figure 0.103 kilogram. So similarly here I have already discussed it. 1 liter of petrol diesel, and average car runs 10 kilometers in cities. An electric car can run 10 kilometers with 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, which emits 1 kg of CO2. So from this figure it is clear that even if electricity used for charging the EV generated through fossil fuels, still CO2 emission is less than half the emission from petrol and diesel car. If electric vehicles are charged through renewable sources of energy, then emission from EVs are almost zero or nil. So from this figure it is clearly mentioned that if we use the electricity which is from the fossil fuels, still electric vehicles generated half of the CO2 emission as compared to your petrol and diesel car. And in India, as there is a lot of sources for the renewable energy, we trap those renewable energy. So definitely, if we use those renewable energy for the generation of electricity and it is used to charge the electric vehicle, then definitely the emission will be zero. So conclusion, environment friendly EVs are less polluting as they have zero exhaust emission. If you opt to use renewable energy to charge your EV, you can reduce greenhouse gas emission even more. Shift to EVs save billions of petrodollar used for imports, cheaper to operate and have less maintenance cost as moving parts are less as compared to your conventional vehicle. It has been concluded that the vast country like India, where billions of vehicles are running on roads and have share of 30% air pollution, shift from combustion vehicles to electrical vehicles is found to be more sustainable environment. Uh, so it is more sustainable environment protecting solution. So this is what about this video. So thank you very much.